This video is an optional addition to the Speed Simulator series on our channel. Recently, a user requested that I explain how to freely adjust and control the prices of upgrades as opposed to using formulae. Let's take a look. First, let's create a module script inside replicated storage. I'm going to rename this to upgrade data. This module will be used to contain a three-dimensional table of upgrade data. It sounds confusing, but it really isn't. Let's get into it. So I'm going to rename the module to upgrade data. I mean the actual code module. There we go. So now we've got local upgrade data equals and an empty table, and we're returning the upgrade data. So that is sort of the layout of a module script. Now let's work on upgrade 1. So upgrade 1 is our speed per step upgrade. So I'll show you sort of the gist of how to do it. So we're going to create a table inside of this table. This is more of a key table, like this is more of a dictionary, what we're going to create here, but I'm going to refer to it as a table for the sake of simplicity. But what we're going to do is create a few dictionaries. So the first one, the key will be upgrade 1, and this is going to be equal to a new table which has it's going to have multiple keys. So however many levels you want. I'm only going to do 3 levels because otherwise we'll be here all day. So I'll say key will be 1 equals a new table, and key will be cost, I'm going to do all lowercase, equals 250. So this is the cost I want the first level of the upgrade 1 upgrade to be. So let's say we have upgrade 1, our speed per step. How much money, or how much stamina, or coins, how much coins do we want the first level of the upgrade to cost? 250. Now I'm going to put a comma, make sure you put a comma. I'm going to put the key number 2. Going to be equal to another table with cost in it, and this one I want level 2 to cost 500. Now I'm going to do a level 3. I'm going to stop at level 3 because we will be here at ages otherwise, which will be equal to a new table. This will be cost, and it's going to be equal to, I'm going to make this one 800 just so it doesn't follow the same pattern. So this one will be a bit more expensive. I will stop here, but repeat this for however many levels you would like. Leave this out if you don't want a max level. You wouldn't do all of this. You would have to use a formula if you don't want a max level, so you want it to go on forever, because otherwise you have to do an infinite number of costs. So you're better off just using a formula at that point and finding something you like. But in our case, I'm only going to have 3 levels. Obviously, do as many as you want. Just on the last level, you don't put a comma. If you put a comma, you're going to get an error. Well, you should get an error actually. I think it will remove it when it compiles, but don't put a comma just in case. Now I'm going to put a comma after our upgrade 1. So we've got an upgrade 1 key, which has basically what we've got is we've got this table here inside of this table here inside of this table here. So this is a 3-dimensional table. So basically we've got a table of tables of tables. It's confusing, but when you look at it in the way we're going to lay it out, it really isn't. Now let's do upgrade 2. So upgrade 2. And upgrade 2 is our stamina increase upgrades. This one's going to be a bit different. So again, equal to a new table. Key 1, so 1 just means level 1. We're going to have a cost. So cost, I'm going to say 250. I'm going to put a comma, and we're going to have a stamina as well. So this will set the stamina. I'm going to have level 1 set the stamina to 500. So by default, I think you have 250 stamina. So when you get to level 1, it's going to cost 250 coins, and it's going to set your stamina to 500. It's not what it's going to add to your stamina, it's what it's going to make your stamina. Now let's do level 2, comma 2 equals a new table. I'm just going to copy these values here. So cost and stamina. Again, we don't have a comma after the stamina. And I'm going to make level 2 cost 750 coins, but give you 750 stamina. And now I'm going to do a comma. Level 3 is going to be a new table. Again, cost and stamina. And this one I'm going to make a bit different. I'm going to make it 250 coins, so it's more expensive. But it's going to give you 1,200 stamina. Again, repeat this for however many levels you would like. But I'm just going to do 3, so I'm not going to have a comma after this one. I'm not going to do the 3rd upgrade, but you can as you want. If you want, it just adds a new rebirth button though. So if you are doing it manually, just keep in mind you only want to have the number of levels that you have for rebirth buttons. You don't want to do more levels than you have rebirth buttons, because you will get an error when it comes to getting new rebirth buttons. And that is it. So all we've got here, upgrade 1, table for each level and the cost. Upgrade 2, a table for each level. That's what these numbers are, level 1, 2 and 3. The cost and the stamina. The reason we got the stamina for upgrade 2, obviously it changes our stamina. So it's going to cost 250 coins, and we're going to set the stamina to 500. At level 3, it's going to cost 2,250 coins, but we're going to set the stamina to 1,200. I'm going to keep this open now, just so we can reference it. Actually, I will close it, but I recommend you keep it open, just so you can cross-reference when we come to access the values. Now let's update our GUI. Go to the starter GUI. I think it's under main GUI, main screen, sorry. Basically, we need to find the shop GUI. Here it is. Shop, scrolling frame, upgrade 1, and we want to find the under the text button. We're going to open the text local script. So for upgrade 1, we want to update the description. So open up the local script. All we need to do is, we need to get local replicated storage equals game:get service replicated storage, and then we need to get our module script. So local module equals require replicated storage wait for child, and I forgot what we called it. What did we call it? Upgrade data. So when you access a module script from another script, you have to use the require keyword, the required method, and pass in the module script that you're trying to get access to. Module scripts just allow us to sort of access code from other scripts, whether it be server or client side. More on that another time though. I'm not going to get too in detail with it now. I'm just going to sort of show you how to do this. So in the while wait do, I'm going to get local player level equals player.upgrades upgrade 1 level value. Now we need to check the level the player has is less than the last defined level in the module script. So what I mean by that, the last defined level for upgrade 1 is level 3. I've not done a level 4. So I don't want to run any code. I don't want to change the text. If the level is greater than 3, I've not written any code for that. Therefore, there is no price for a level 4 upgrade. So instead, it will just be reached max level. So we're sort of going to change the way our max level works as well. So if player level is less than #module.upgrade1, then. So what this means, if player level is less than the number of, that's what hashtag means. Hashtag just means the number of module. So that is our module script here. .upgrade 1. So this is this table. So how many children are a part of the upgrade 1 table? How many elements? 1, 2, 3. There's 3 elements that are part of the upgrade 1 table. It doesn't include these costs here. These are technically descendants if you were to put them into a hierarchy. We're on about direct elements here. So elements that are straight under 1 indent in from the table. These are 2 indents in, if that makes sense. So if the player level is less than, so by player level, I mean the level that the player has already reached. And then what we'll do is just copy this text. We'll cut that and paste it in there. I'm just going to change a couple of things with it. So we've got the text, but we're going to change it to be, rather than costs and then player.upgrades.upgrade 1 cost, I'm going to make this module.upgrade 1 player level +1, and then cost in here. We can actually just do .cost. So why are we doing player level +1? Well, if the player level, so say the player is on level 1 and they buy level 2. If we put player level in here, then they're on level 1, but they want to buy level 2. So it's going to give us the level 1 cost because that's what they're on. But we want the one that they want to buy, which is the level 2 cost. So that's why we do the little +1 then. The level, we can just leave this. We can actually just change this to player level. And now I'm going to add an else. So in this if, just before the end, I'm going to backplace it and just add an else. And in here, I'll just say script.parent.parent.parent.text label.text equals, and in here, I'll just say max level. Like so. And now we'll do the same for the second upgrade. I'm just going to copy all of this code, close that script, go into our second upgrade. Do this for every upgrade you are adjusting. We don't need to change the fire event script because that just fires a remote event. And I'm just going to drop down a bit and paste it in. Keeping this old stuff. So what do we not need from the old code? Well, we've got those, so we can delete those lines. This while wait here, the only difference is, it's the exact same. The only difference is it's level 2. So we'll make this local player level. Rather than being player.upgrades.upgrade1 level.value, make it upgrade2 level.value. If player level is less than number of module.upgrade2, then cost, this will be upgrade2, not upgrade1. This all looks good. And that's it. Now we can close that text script. Now let's remove our upgrade 1 and 2 costs and maxes, if applicable, from the leader stat script because we don't need those. The backend server script service, we want to open up leader stats. Find our upgrades variables here. Upgrade 1, we don't need the cost because we're doing that ourselves now. And we don't need the cost for level 2 either. If you do have a max as well, you can remove that if you've programmed them like this. Obviously level 3 does have a max, but I've not done that myself. I've not freely assigned that. I'm using a formula for that. Well, sort of a formula for that. So I can leave that. Now do the same in the data store script, so we can remove our level 1 cost and our level 2 cost. You do want to even everything out though. So we've got player save value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This now becomes 7. 10 becomes 8. I could select it. 10 becomes 8. 11 becomes 9. 12 becomes 10, 13 becomes 11, 14 becomes 12, and everything else here is fine. We can just remove those last 2 save values. Now in here we can remove them last 2 save values. I'm also going to change this from get async to set async. This is something I should have done right from the start. This is an error I made, and the reason for that is because we're getting the save data. If the save data doesn't exist, we're saving the data. We shouldn't be getting the data, we should be saving it, setting it. I did make that mistake right at the beginning of the series. I've corrected a lot of people's codes with that. So if your data store doesn't work, try this because I can almost guarantee it will after this. Anyway, everything else can stay the same. If you've got any code here where you're checking for a max value for upgrades 1 or 2, whatever upgrade you've done this with, you can get rid of that now. The only other thing is on the player removing the set async, we want to not set the upgrade 1 cost value or the upgrade 2 cost value. But everything else we can keep the same. Now we can close the data store script. Now under workspace, open the events script, and we need to edit the upgrade 1 and upgrade 2 event functions. So let's find, first of all, let's get our replicate storage in our module. So replicate storage equals gamed : get service replicate storage, and module equals require replicate storage : wait for child upgrade data. Now where we have our upgrade 1 event .on server event function, we need to change this. So if player.leaderstats.coins.value is greater than or equal to, and rather than this cost, we want module.upgrade1 player.upgrades.upgrade1 level.value .cost, then we want a +1 after this value as well. So this is the exact same sort of thing. So we want to get the cost of the upgrade 1, the level that is 1 plus the level the player is currently on. I know it looks really confusing. It probably sounds really confusing. You just sort of got to bear with me. I don't want to go too into detail with it because this video can become very long. We're already looking at a very long video. So if I was to explain all of this, we would be in a very long video. If you do want an explanation of this, let me know. I'll do a separate video on it. Just a follow-up, sort of explaining everything line by line. But just for the sake of time and cutting time down, this was just a little suggestion. So I'm just making it purely based off the suggestion. But if you do want a full explanation, let me know. I'll make another video and I'll just explain everything line by line. But now I'm going to copy this here, replace anything that says upgrade 1 costs with that. We can remove this line. We're increasing the cost because we don't need to increase the cost anymore. But we still want to increase the level. Same with the upgrade 2 event. So rather than upgrade 2.cost, I'm going to do module.upgrade2 and then upgrade 2 level here. Copy this. We're minusing that. The cost we're not increasing. The level we are increasing, and the stamina we're going to set, rather than setting it to the level times 250, a little formula here, we're going to replace it with module.upgrade2, and this time we're going to go for player.upgrades.upgrade2 level dot value +1, no, not +1, sorry, just dot value dot stamina. So player.stamina.value equals module.upgrade2, and then we're accessing the element at position player.upgrade.upgrade2 level.value, so their current level. We're not doing current level +1 because we want to set their stamina to the current level stamina. So if our level is 2, we want to set the stamina at index 2. And then if we can remove this if statement here because we're freely setting it, we don't need this sort of adjustment here. So we can remove that entirely. Perfect. I think that's it. Let's test and hit play and just see if it all works properly. Actually, we will need to reset our data store. Let me go to tutorial 16 because if we do this with the same data store, we have removed data from the data store, so it won't work properly. So let's just remove that. We're going to need to reset the data store. All right, so I'm walking over now. And as you can see, it takes a while to get there, and we've actually run out of points here. Now, let me get over to the pad, stamina, sorry. Now, before I touch it, I'm going to click this current client button under test, and this will take us to the server. Now, under players, I'm going to find our player, go to leader stats, and I'm going to click on coins, and under properties, give myself just loads of coins. So you can see here, I've got 100,000 coins when I click back into the game. And now if I stand on this pad, the costs work fine. So +1 speed per step. First of all, I'm just going to go back into the server and set my points to 0. Just because I want to see my points increase. So we're getting 5 per step at the minute. If I purchase this, the cost goes up to 500, which is correct. And we still get 6 points per step. Now if I buy it again, also minuses the 250. If I buy it again, we should now go down to 99,250 coins, and the next level should go to level 2, and I think the next cost is 800. Perfect, and it is, and we should now get 7 points per step, which we do. Purchase it again, minuses the 800, and we get the right points. Again, max level. Perfect. If you click it again, you get a little error here. We'll look at that in a second. Now the stamina, so 250 stamina, buy it, we get 500, buy it again, we get 750, and then it goes to our custom price. Buy it again, we should then have 1,250 stamina and 1,200. Perfect, and again, you get this attempt to index nil of cost, but it does work. Let me stop this, quickly have a look at these errors, so I'll click on that. Attempt to index, that is because we're trying to index a value greater than, so we're trying to index level 4 and we don't have level 4. So again, we can just run that little if statement. We can just say if player.upgrade1 level dot value is less than the number of module.upgrade1, like that, then we can run all this code. And I'll do the exact same sort of if statement here. So I'll copy that, paste it into the upgrade 2 event. I'm going to replace the stuff in the middle and put this new stuff here. There we go. We're doing upgrade 1 level. We want to do upgrade 2 level and upgrade 2 here. Close that up. That will now work. Click this. And the stamina works perfectly. That's all for this video. I haven't got into crazy details, but hopefully you can understand how to implement this for more upgrades. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you found it helpful, and check out our Discord server. I would really appreciate it if you could join, as we are trying to build a community of future game developers. You can also ask for help there too if you have any programming questions or questions about this video or any video. Again, sorry I didn't explain it too well. I was trying to rush through it. So if anything's not clear, let me know. I will do another video sort of explaining it in more detail. I just wanted to sort of show you how to do it, because I know someone is after this, and obviously I want to get it out quickly, sooner rather than later. But of course, I am happy to explain this. I do understand how I could explain it all if anyone wants that. So I'm happy to do that. Just let me know if even just one person asks for an explanation. I will do an explanation. Other than that, I do apologise for the sort of messiness that felt like was in this video. Other than that, thanks for watching everyone, and goodbye.